For Iambic Pentameter, a video was in order. Imagine if I talked that way the whole video. Welcome back, my poets, to Poetry 101. Here's what my book club kids have been working on. Pictures. That one's not on subject. We are talking about Iambic Pentameter today, which I referenced in another video. They are typically done in Iambic Pentameter. Tangent time. I don't believe in Iambic Pentameter in the sense that I don't understand it. Not the most encouraging, because I did not understand Iambic Pentameter. And I'm not saying I now fully understand Iambic Pentameter. I am saying I feel more qualified to talk about it. But first, story time. I promise we will get to the lesson. I promise this video has a purpose. I promise. I did a Shakespeare play when I was in my senior year of high school, and my Shakespeare teacher, even though we weren't in Shakespeare class, it's a different class at the co-op. So if you're from the co-op, I didn't take Shakespeare. I took drama, and the drama class did a Shakespeare play. Okay. So in my drama class, my teacher, Miss Craig, she explained, hey, here's how Iambic Pentameter works. And I said, what? Like, I did not get it. And it's because it's kind of hard. So let me explain the basics of Iambic Pentameter, because I went back to Miss Craig and said, hey, I know I'm an adult now and I could just Google this, but could you explain Iambic Pentameter again? And this time she had a whiteboard, and that was really helpful. I do not own a whiteboard, but I will still try to be helpful. Iambic pentameter is typically found in Shakespearean sonnets. Shakespearean sonnets have, let me fact check this actually, 2 4-line stanzas and a 2-line stanza. They have a rhyme scheme of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. If you want to learn about rhyme schemes and everything, there's a video on the playlist. I can't get into it now. My brain's too taken up by Iambic pentameter. So in each of those lines, for each of those stanzas, there is 10 syllables. So remember, syllable. It's the beat per word. The word syllable has 3 beats. Syllable. Now, Iambic pentameter takes those syllables and say, what if we made it harder? Wouldn't that be so fun? Epic prank, you guys. So now we have something called stressed and unstressed syllables, represented by these emojis, for my sake. Typically, stressed and unstressed are represented by lines. Sometimes it is like up, down lines, or up and a curved line to show stressed or unstressed. I'm using emojis because this is Poetry 101 and I want things to be easy. Welcome to the easy way, baby. We use emojis. Syllables that are stressed and unstressed. What the heck does that mean? So typically when you're reading a Shakespearean poem, as you might have noticed with my opening bit, it's typically dun 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 dun. So the first dun of each pair is dun, and then dun. The next one's like more forced. The way Miss Craig explained it to me, shout out Miss Craig. Take a name. For example, I'm gonna go with, let's say, Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Got it. You wouldn't say Elizabeth, right? I mean, maybe you would. You might be quirky like that. But the average person pronouncing Elizabeth the normal, and in my case, American way, would say Elizabeth. Elizabeth, not Elizabeth. So for me, my name is Abby Ham. That's the name of this channel. I also go by AC Ham. But for this case, we're going to stick with Abby Ham because it's the same stressed and unstressed as AC Ham. So we have Abby Ham. You want to go Abby Ham. You know, I'm shouting to get my point across with the and the Beth. But you kind of understand what I mean from that. And also, again, I did take drama in high school, so there's got to be some dramatic moments. I'm sorry, I can't help it. I was homeschooled and I'm a theater kid. What do you want from me? Let's say my full name. Okay, so Abby Ham. Now let's try it with Abigail Ham. Abigail Carpentry Ham. So you wouldn't say carpentry. Carpentry. You're not stressing the pen of carpentry. You're stressing the tree of carpentry. You know, that changes the stressed and unstressed. And you can do unnatural stressing, but it's not ideal. The way Miss Craig explained it to me, and I guess this is just Miss Craig's video now, she said, sometimes in Shakespearean sonnets, the syllable stresses isn't perfect. It's not always dun 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 dun. Sometimes there's a break in that pattern, usually with a purpose, such as the subject has changed, or we're being dramatic, or we're trying to stress a point, so the stresses of the syllables are not the average of what they're supposed to be according to the rules. But again, there is no rules in poetry. Woo! Let's see some other examples. So you wouldn't say delay. You would say delay. Lay is the stressed part of that word. So it is called iambic pentameter because pent means 5. Think pentatonics. Is there 5 members of the pentatonics? I've actually never counted the pentatonics before. If there's not 5 members of the pentatonics, take this out of the video, Abby. I think pent means 5. Think 5 members of the pentatonics, 5 sides of a pentagon, of the pentagon. Is pentagon the shape or is it pentameter? Because it is in 5 segments. So it's a 10-syllable sentence in 5 pairs. So 5 plus 5 is 10. Think of it that way. All right, so a good example. Here is a line from My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. It says, "That's my last Duchess painted on the wall." That's my last Duchess painted on the wall. That's an iambic pentameter. So is, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate." I have that memorized. Just those lines, not the rest of it, but I have that memorized. I'm going to finish this off with a fun realization I have had. This is the song Hard to Be the Bard from Something Rotten. This song is sung by the character Shakespeare. Oh yeah, that's right. That Shakespeare. Fun fact, there's at least 2 musicals I can name that have Shakespeare as a character in it. This is the opening line, and it is almost perfect iambic pentameter. It says, he sings, "My days are so busy, it's making me dizzy, there's so much I gotta do." And in iambic pentameter, we would say that, "My days are so busy, it's making me dizzy." Do you see the iambic pentameter? There's so much I got to do. Now, to do is not to do. It doesn't fit in my understanding of it, but my days are so busy, it's making me dizzy. That's iambic pentameter, baby. To my understanding, if I am wrong, that's fine. I'm okay with being wrong. It makes me grow as a person. We like growing. That's how I got this tall. Sometimes she just says stuff. So the whole verse of it, and even in the singing part, "My days are so busy, it's making me dizzy." It kind of helps you find that rhythm of it. "My days are so busy, it's making me dizzy, there's so much I gotta do. My days are so..." I just think that's fun. I think that the song that's sung by Shakespeare in the play is like an iambic pentameter almost. There's probably a part of this musical that's like actually an iambic pentameter, and fans of the musical who see this video would be like, actually, when they do the tap dance part, that's an iambic pentameter. I don't listen to all the songs from this musical because this musical's insane. So that is the absolute basics, the Poetry 101 synopsis of iambic pentameter. Does it sound hard? Yes. But here's a way to help you remember how to do iambic pentameter. Start with a name. How do you say your name? I say Abby. That's my name, Abby. Not Abby or Abby. Abby. Ham. Same thing as Abigail. Abigail. That sounds unnatural. Abigail. That will help you find where the stressed and unstressed parts are. And if you don't know, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. The attempt is what makes it impressive. You are attempting to write an iambic pentameter? Dang, good for you! Anyways, if you would like to watch more videos from this series and understand what I mean when I say stuff like rhyme scheme or sonnet, there's a playlist you can click over here. You can subscribe over here. If you want to know what's going on in the background, I have some reels about that. I will be back next week. You can follow my Instagram at @officialjustinstrikes. I have a new book releasing this Friday, and I am so excited. It's called Aria Dalton Didn't Sign Up for This. It is about a superhero meeting her first villain as a 13-year-old. That's a way to support my channel is by reading my books. They're on lulu.com in the description below, and I am using way too much time, and the tags aren't going to line up anymore.